This is the story of the great family. Is everybody ready? Let's get ready. Let's begin. So many important and wonderful things happened in the desert. So we need to know what it's like. So we have a little piece of the desert in our godly playroom. The desert is always moving. So it's hard to know where you are. During the day, it is very hot. And at night, it gets cold. So people protect themselves from the hot sun and the burning sand with many clothes. The wind changes the shape of the desert, so it's easy to lose your way. People do not go into the desert unless they have to. After the great flood, the creatures went in the 4 directions to bring life to the world again. And they often settled along the 2 great rivers. And they lived in villages and towns and even cities. One of the greatest ancient cities was the city of Ur. In the city of Ur, people believed there were many gods. They thought there was a god for every tree, for every flower, for the wind and the rain and the sun. But there was one family that believed all of God was in every place. And the members of this family were Abram and Sarai. So when it was time to move to a new place, they wondered what it was going to be like. So they gathered their sheep and their donkeys and their many helpers, and they started on their journey. At night, they pitched their tents, and during the day, they walked along the great river Euphrates that showed them the way. It was a long, long journey. Finally, they arrived. Sometimes Abram would walk to the edge of the desert and look out over the sand and into the night sky. And God came so close to Abram, and Abram came so close to God, that he knew what he needed to do. God wanted he and Sarai to move to a new place. So Abram and Sarai did what God wanted. So they gathered their donkeys and their sheep and their many helpers, and this time his brother's son Lot went with them, but there was no river to show them the way. Abram came to a hill, and this place was called Shechem. And Abram prayed to God, and God was in this place too. And so Abram built an altar there to mark the place. Then they came to a place called Bethel. And Abram prayed to God there too. And God was in that place too. God was just not here or there. All of God was everywhere. And Abram built an altar there too to mark the place. Finally, they arrived. And they made their home, and they pitched their tents under the oak of Mamre. And God called Abram into the desert. And Abram looked across the sand and into the night sky. And God came so close to Abram, and Abram came so close to God that he knew what God was saying. God said, "You will be the father of a great family, and Sarai will be the mother." Now, Abram and Sarai were very, very old. too old to have children. But God said, your name will be changed to Abraham, and Sarai's name will be changed to Sarah. And the members of this great family will be as many as the stars in the sky. I wonder, what part of the story you like the best? I wonder, what part of the story is the most important part? I wonder how it feels to come so close to God. May the Lord bless you and keep you now and always.